The AI talent war has emerged as a significant focal point in the global landscape, highlighting a stark competition between the United States and China in the realm of artificial intelligence AI talent. Recent data underscores a transformative shift. China's share of global AI talent has risen sharply while the US grapples with a decline in its international student representation in AI fields. This report delves into the key findings and implications of this ongoing competition. Talent production and growth. According to research conducted by Macropolo, an influential think tank, China now accounts for nearly 50% of the world's top AI researchers, a dramatic increase from just 29% in 2019. This surge is attributed to substantial investments in AI education, which have led to the establishment of over 2,000 new undergraduate AI programs in China since 2018. In contrast, the US has maintained a steady output of about 18% of the world's top-tier AI talent, with minimal changes observed in recent years. The increase in China's AI talent pool is not merely a statistical anomaly, it reflects a systematic approach to education and workforce development. Chinese institutions have significantly enhanced their rankings globally, with 6 universities making it into the top 25 AI institutions by 2022 compared to only 2 in 2019. Notably, Tsinghua University and Peking University are now ranked 3rd and 6th respectively, signaling their rise as global AI powerhouses. Retention trends. The retention of AI talent is an equally pressing issue. In a notable shift, more Chinese students who study abroad are now opting to return to China for graduate studies and employment. Currently, over 51% of Chinese AI undergraduates choose to pursue further education domestically, while nearly 31% decide to work in China post-graduation. This trend marks a significant change from earlier years when many sought opportunities in the US and other Western countries. Conversely, the United States still attracts a considerable portion of global talent, but the demographic makeup of its AI workforce is shifting. In 2022, 38% of AI researchers in American institutions were originally from China, surpassing the 37% of American-born researchers. This marks a significant increase from just 27% 3 years prior, indicating that while the U.S. continues to be a magnet for talent, it is increasingly reliant on Chinese researchers. Geopolitical and economic implications. The implications of these talent dynamics are profound. The U.S. remains home to 60% of the world's top AI institutions and has historically led in AI advancements. However, the decline in its share of top talent, from 59% to approximately 42%, signals a growing challenge to its dominance. Geopolitical tensions, particularly between the US and China, have raised concerns about technology transfer and national security, complicating the landscape for AI research and innovation. As competition intensifies, experts warn that while the US continues to lead in AI developments, the increasing presence of Chinese researchers could pose dilemmas for policymakers. Balancing the need for talent against concerns over espionage and technology theft has become a critical challenge. The recent indictment of a Chinese engineer for attempting to transfer sensitive AI technology to China exemplifies the complexities at play. Emerging patterns in global talent distribution. Beyond the US and China, other countries are beginning to emerge as competitive destinations for AI talent. The UK and South Korea, for example, are attracting more researchers, while India has begun to see a slight increase in the retention of its AI talent. The overall trend indicates a notable decline in international mobility among top-tier AI researchers. In 2022, only 42% of elite researchers were working outside their home countries, down from 55% in 2019. This shift suggests that countries are increasingly focused on cultivating domestic talent to meet their industry's needs. Conclusion. The AI talent landscape is undergoing rapid transformation, with China making significant gains in both the production and retention of AI talent. As the U.S. grapples with declining shares of international students and rising competition from other nations, the interplay of education, geopolitics, and industry demands will continue to shape the future of AI development globally. The ongoing AI talent war underscores the importance of strategic investments in education and policy frameworks that foster innovation while addressing national security concerns. As the competition heats up, the global community will need to navigate these complexities to harness the full potential of AI technology for societal benefit. The AI talent landscape is experiencing significant shifts, particularly between the United States and China. The ongoing AI talent war highlights counterintuitive dynamics that challenge the common perception of the U.S. as the premier destination for AI talent. 1. U.S. international student share. Traditionally, the U.S. has been seen as the go-to country for international students pursuing advanced studies in technology and engineering, particularly in AI. However, recent data indicates that the share of international students in AI-related fields in the U.S. has dropped from 23% to 15%. This decline runs counter to the assumption that the U.S. would continue to dominate in attracting global talent, especially with its robust educational institutions and leading tech companies. 2. China's growing influence. While the U.S. experiences a drop in international student enrollment, China is witnessing a remarkable increase in its production of AI talent. The country now produces nearly 50% of the world's top AI researchers, a leap from 29% in 2019. This surge is largely due to China's aggressive investments in AI education, with over 2,000 new undergraduate AI programs established since 2018. This statistic is surprising as it indicates a rapid scaling of educational infrastructure that many would assume takes years to build. 3. Retention of talent in China. Counter to the expectations that Chinese students would continue to flock to Western countries for education and employment, more than 51% of Chinese AI undergraduates are choosing to pursue graduate studies and careers domestically. Additionally, nearly 31% of these graduates are opting to work in China after completing their education. This trend contradicts the earlier belief that the U.S. would retain a majority of the world's best talents simply because of its established research and job opportunities. For Chinese researchers in the U.S., a notable counterintuitive finding is that while the U.S. continues to attract a significant number of elite researchers, the proportion of Chinese-born researchers in American institutions has increased to 38%, surpassing the representation of American-born researchers at 37%. This statistic challenges the narrative that the U.S. is predominantly a home for its native talent and highlights the critical role that international talent, particularly from China, plays in the U.S. AI landscape. 5. Geopolitical tensions. The dynamics surrounding AI talent are also influenced by rising geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and China. While the U.S. has historically been a welcoming environment for international researchers, growing concerns over espionage and national security may lead to more restrictive immigration policies. This potential shift could further deter Chinese students from pursuing opportunities in the U.S., which is contrary to the expectation that the U.S. would always remain the more attractive option for foreign talent. 6. Global talent mobility. The overall trend of reduced international mobility among AI researchers is striking. Only 42% of top-tier researchers were working outside their home countries in 2022, a decline from 55% in 2019. This indicates a broader phenomenon where researchers are increasingly choosing to remain in their home countries, defying the assumption that AI talent would be naturally inclined to migrate to countries with more established tech ecosystems. 7. Emerging competitors. While the U.S. and China are engaged in a competitive race for AI supremacy, other countries such as the UK, South Korea, and India are also becoming significant players. The emergence of these countries as attractive destinations for AI talent contradicts the notion that the competition for AI expertise is solely between the U.S. and China. 8. Shifting focus of AI programs. Despite China's leading position in producing AI talent, the focus of many of its newly established programs is on industrial applications rather than cutting-edge generative AI technologies such as those driving advancements in the US. This discrepancy suggests that while China is producing a large quantity of AI professionals, the nature of their training may not align with the areas currently dominating AI innovation, posing questions about the quality versus quantity of talent. In summary, the evolving landscape of AI talent is marked by surprising trends that challenge traditional narratives about the US and China's roles in the global AI ecosystem. The dynamics of talent production, retention, and mobility reveal a competitive environment where assumptions about dominance and attractiveness may no longer hold. As both countries navigate this complex arena, the interplay of education, geopolitics, and industry demands will continue to shape the future of AI development worldwide. The report on the AI talent war between the US and China highlights several critical points that may be overlooked by those focused on the broader trends of AI development. These subtleties are significant for understanding the future landscape of AI research and innovation, as well as the geopolitical implications of talent mobility. 1. The shift in Chinese talent retention. One of the most striking aspects of the report is the dramatic shift in the retention of Chinese AI talent. While historically a large number of Chinese students pursued their studies and careers in the US, recent years have seen a significant trend toward domestic retention. Currently, over 51% of Chinese AI undergraduates choose to pursue graduate studies in China, and nearly 31% opt to work domestically after graduation. This marks a fundamental change in the flow of talent and suggests that China is not only producing a large number of AI professionals but is now effectively retaining them within its borders. Significance: this trend indicates that China is rapidly developing its own ecosystem for AI innovation, reducing its reliance on foreign institutions. As these professionals engage in research and development within China, the country's capacity for AI advancement increases, potentially leading to breakthroughs that could rival or surpass those from the US. This shift could alter the competitive balance in AI over the next decade, emphasizing the importance of local industry and innovation capabilities. 2. The rising proportion of Chinese researchers in the US. While the report notes that 38% of AI researchers in the US are of Chinese origin, a significant increase from 27% 3 years prior, this statistic might be interpreted without sufficient context. The fact that Chinese-born researchers now form a near-equal representation with American researchers, 37%, could be indicative of a profound reliance on international talent to drive US AI innovation. Significance: this dependency raises questions about the sustainability of US leadership in AI. As geopolitical tensions rise, policies could shift to restrict the flow of Chinese talent into the US, which might hinder innovation and research outputs. This reliance on foreign talent can become a double-edged sword. While it contributes to the immediate strength of US AI capabilities, it also makes the system vulnerable to changes in immigration and international relations. 3. The role of global institutions. The report emphasizes that the US is home to 60% of the world's top AI institutions, yet it fails to delve deeply into what this means for global collaboration. The perception that these institutions will retain their dominance is challenged by the increasing number of top-tier AI programs in China and other countries. The rise of institutions like Tsinghua University and Peking University, which are now ranked among the top globally, suggests a leveling of the playing field. Significance: the global competition for top talent and institutions could lead to a bifurcation in the AI landscape, where different countries develop unique methodologies and technologies. This could stifle collaboration and lead to parallel developments, with each country focusing on its own priorities and strategic interests. The emergence of strong competition could also drive innovation in unexpected directions as countries strive to differentiate their research outputs. 4. Emerging countries in AI research. The report briefly mentions the increasing attractiveness of countries like the UK and South Korea as destinations for AI researchers, yet it does not fully explore the implications of this trend. The emergence of these countries as competitors in the AI talent landscape indicates a shift away from a US-centric view of AI research. Significance: the diversification of AI research locations could lead to a more distributed innovation ecosystem. Countries that are investing in AI education and infrastructure may begin to contribute significantly to global AI advancements, thereby disrupting the current dominance of the US and China. This could foster a more competitive environment where ideas and innovations are shared across borders, but it could also lead to fragmentation if geopolitical tensions rise. 5. The impact of geopolitical tensions on talent mobility. The report notes that geopolitical tensions and U.S. policies aimed at curbing Chinese influence could affect talent mobility. However, it does not fully address how these tensions have already shaped the research landscape, particularly in sensitive fields like AI. The conundrum for policymakers, balancing national security concerns against the need for global talent, remains unresolved. Significance: the existing tensions could lead to a chilling effect on international cooperation in AI research, making it more difficult for U.S. institutions to collaborate effectively with Chinese researchers. This could result in a slower pace of innovation and a loss of collaborative opportunities that have historically benefited both nations. Furthermore, as countries adopt more protectionist policies, the free flow of ideas and talent could be hindered, ultimately impacting global advancements in AI technology. 6. Underestimated talent pool in developing countries. The report mentions India's slight increase in domestic retention of AI talent but does not emphasize the broader implications. With developing nations starting to invest in AI education and infrastructure, there is potential for a new wave of talent emergence that could supplement the global AI workforce. Significance: countries like India could become significant players in the AI landscape, contributing to a more diverse array of perspectives and approaches to AI problems. As these nations develop their capabilities, they may also begin to attract researchers from more developed countries, further shifting the global balance of AI talent. This could lead to a richer global dialogue in AI research but also create new competitive pressures on established powers like the US and China. Conclusion: in summary, the report highlights critical shifts in the global AI talent landscape that are often overshadowed by the broader narrative of competition between the US and China. The trends in talent retention, the rising prominence of emerging institutions, and the geopolitical implications of talent mobility all suggest a rapidly changing environment that could redefine the future of AI research and innovation. As nations navigate these changes, understanding these overlooked aspects will be key to shaping effective strategies for maintaining competitiveness and fostering collaboration in the evolving field of artificial intelligence. 1. Talent production dynamics. The significant increase in China's production of top AI talent, which has risen to nearly 50% of the world's top AI researchers, underscores a critical shift in the global AI landscape. This surge is largely attributed to China's strategic investments in AI education, with thousands of new undergraduate programs being established. This trend contrasts sharply with the US, which has seen a stagnation in its share of top-tier talent at around 18%. The implications of this shift suggest that China is not only catching up in terms of quantity but may also be poised to challenge the US in quality and innovation in AI. 2. Retention and workforce trends. The retention of AI talent in China has become increasingly prominent, with over 51% of Chinese AI undergraduates opting to study and work domestically. This reflects a broader trend of reduced international mobility among top-tier AI researchers, with only 42% working outside their home countries by 2022. This retention strategy could bolster China's AI industry as it ensures that the skilled workforce remains within the country to meet domestic demands. Conversely, the US is facing challenges in retaining this talent amidst rising geopolitical tensions, which may deter international students from pursuing careers there. 3. Geopolitical implications. the dynamics of the AI talent war carry significant geopolitical implications. The US still leads in housing a majority of the world's top AI institutions, 60%, however its share of top talent has dropped from 59% to approximately 42%. This decline could be attributed to rising tensions between the US and China, leading to restrictive policies that may hinder talent flow. The increasing presence of Chinese researchers in the US, now 38% of AI researchers, raises concerns over national security and intellectual property, challenging policymakers to balance the need for talent with security considerations. For emerging global landscape, the competition for AI talent is not confined to the US and China. Countries like the UK, South Korea, and parts of Europe are becoming attractive destinations for AI researchers, indicating a diversification in the global talent landscape. The shift in retention patterns, whereby countries that once primarily exported talent are beginning to retain more, signals a broader change in the global economy and labor markets. This emerging pattern suggests that nations are increasingly investing in their own talent pools, which could lead to a more distributed landscape of AI innovation and development, challenging the traditional dominance of the US and China. In summary, the AI talent war highlights critical shifts in talent production, retention trends, geopolitical implications, and the emergence of new players in the global AI landscape. These factors will continue to shape the future of AI development and international relations as countries vie for supremacy in this pivotal technology sector. 1. The Space Race, 1957 to 1969. The competition between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War to achieve significant milestones in space exploration exemplifies a historical case of talent and technological rivalry. The launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union in 1957 marked the beginning of this intense period. The US responded by investing heavily in education, particularly in science and engineering, leading to the establishment of NASA and the Apollo program, which ultimately landed humans on the moon in 1969. This race for technological supremacy shaped educational policies and research funding in both countries, much like the current AI talent war between the US and China. 2. The Nuclear Arms Race, 1945 to 1991. Following World War II, the US and the Soviet Union entered a nuclear arms race characterized by the competition to develop and accumulate nuclear weapons. This rivalry drove significant advancements in scientific research and military technology. Both nations invested heavily in scientific talent and education, establishing programs to train scientists and engineers to support their nuclear arsenals. The arms race not only influenced international relations but also had profound impacts on domestic policies regarding education and research. Similar to how the current AI landscape is affecting education and talent retention in the US and China. 3. The race for Internet dominance, 1990s to 2000s. The emergence of the Internet led to a race among countries and companies to dominate this new digital frontier. The United States, with its Silicon Valley tech ecosystem, became the leader in Internet technologies and startups, while countries like China began to catch up in the 2000s. The competition for innovation and talent in tech industries prompted significant investments in education infrastructure and research. This parallels the current situation in AI, where both the US and China are vying for leadership in a transformative technology that is reshaping economies and societies globally. The landscape of artificial intelligence AI talent is undergoing a significant transformation, particularly with the shifting dynamics between the United States and China, as the world navigates this AI talent war. The future outlook encompasses a range of predictions that will shape the global AI ecosystem over the coming years. 1. Continued growth of Chinese AI talent. China's investment in AI education is expected to continue driving the production of AI talent. With nearly 50% of the world's top AI researchers originating from China, this trend is likely to persist. The establishment of over 2,000 new AI undergraduate programs since 2018 indicates that China is not only producing talent but also focusing on practical applications in industry and manufacturing. As domestic opportunities increase, the retention of AI talent in China is predicted to grow, potentially leading to a self-sustaining ecosystem that could rival or exceed that of the US. 2. US retention challenges. While the US has historically attracted a significant portion of global AI talent, challenges are emerging. The decline in the international student share in AI fields, from 23% to 15%, suggests an increasing difficulty for the US to maintain its leading position. Geopolitical tensions and restrictive immigration policies may continue to deter international students, particularly from China. As a result, the US may face a talent shortage in the coming years, prompting a need for policy reforms to foster a more welcoming environment for international talent. 3. Innovation versus espionage dilemma. The US grapples with the dual challenge of attracting top talent while safeguarding sensitive technologies. The growing number of Chinese-born researchers in US institutions, now at 38%, highlights the integral role they play in maintaining US competitiveness in AI. However, the apprehension surrounding potential espionage and technology transfer could lead to stricter regulations that might discourage talented individuals from pursuing opportunities in the US. This dilemma may force policymakers to strike a balance between national security and the need for innovation-driven talent. 4. Emergence of alternative AI hubs. As the competition intensifies, countries like the UK, South Korea, and even India are emerging as attractive destinations for AI researchers. The trend of reduced international mobility suggests that top-tier researchers are increasingly choosing to remain in their home countries. This shift could lead to the emergence of new AI hubs around the world, diversifying the landscape of AI talent and innovation. Countries investing in their own AI education and infrastructure may become competitive alternatives to both the US and China. 5. Global collaboration and competition. Despite the competitive nature of the AI talent landscape, there is potential for increased global collaboration. As AI technologies develop, the need for diverse perspectives and interdisciplinary approaches will become more pronounced. Collaborative projects across borders could foster innovation while mitigating the risks of unilateral dominance by any single country. However, the geopolitical climate will play a crucial role in determining the extent and nature of these collaborations. 6. Impact on AI development and innovation. The shifts in talent dynamics will have direct implications for AI development and innovation. China's growing pool of talent may lead to advancements that cater to its unique market needs, resulting in technologies that differ from those developed in the US. This divergence could foster a landscape where two distinct AI ecosystems evolve, each with its own strengths and applications. The competition for dominance in AI will drive both nations to expedite research and development, resulting in rapid technological advancements. 7. Focus on ethical AI and regulations. As the AI field matures, there will be an increasing emphasis on ethical considerations and regulatory frameworks. The global talent landscape will likely push for standardized practices to address concerns around AI ethics, bias, and accountability. Countries that lead in establishing robust ethical guidelines may attract talent that prioritizes responsible AI development, further influencing the global AI narrative. Conclusion. The future of the AI talent landscape is marked by a complex interplay of competition, collaboration, and evolving educational frameworks. China's ascent as a dominant player in AI talent production poses challenges for the US, which must navigate retention issues while safeguarding its technological edge. As new players emerge on the global stage, the dynamics of AI research and application will continue to evolve, shaping the trajectory of innovation and its societal implications in the years to come. The interplay of these factors will define the future of AI, making it one of the most critical domains for global competition and cooperation.